I represent an organization that has stood for something greater than the dictates of self. It has always stood for the interest of the nation, the people, and especially the women and the girl child of Pakistan. Apwa, short for All Pakistan Women's Association, was founded by Begum Rana Liaquat Ali Khan, the wife of our first Prime Minister. This was done right after partition, and it was to mobilize the women of the newly established state to aid their country in a time of crisis.
When the people were coming in from all parts of India to settle in Pakistan, Karachi was literally flooded with refugees whose children they had no place to go to. Apwa, I think, was one of the very first organizations to set up schools for the incoming people who had nowhere to go.
During that time, Muslim women had a different lifestyle altogether. And when partition period or the tragic times of inpouring refugees started, that's when we women from comfortable backgrounds came into the forefront like warriors.
Really took it very seriously because there was so much to do. She organized the women, mostly the women who were in a key position in the country, the secretaries' wives, the ministers' wives, etc., who had the means of doing welfare work, and she taught the women how to work for others. In those days, every one of us wore ghararas, and here were these ladies who would go into the hospitals working with the refugees, all in their fancy ghararas trailing around. Nobody told them that they should wear something more practical.
Everywhere these were letters pouring in, and pouring in with the same problems of women. Everywhere women trying to improve their lot.
उस ज़माने में तो ये सोशल वर्क और एनजीओ का कोई तस्वर ही नहीं था, तो इब्तदा अपवा ने की, तो ये एज अ मदर एनजीओ हुई और इसी से ख़वातीन लोग इंस्पायर होकर इस फील्ड में आगे आए.
Apwa has a United Nations consultative status and is the first NGO that has pioneered and sustained the women's rights movement in education, health, training, crafts, employment and culture. Human rights and development issues of the women and children in Pakistan has been our foremost aim. Apwa wasn't a choice or something I was attracted into, but I was brought in by the then President Begum Tehzeen Faridi, who felt I should come into Apwa just to handle the finances of Apwa because I had been a sort of a businesswoman in my own little life. When I joined Apwa and I took over the finances, it was all in a very big mess up. Begum Liaquat had been dead for about 10 years, and there had been no follow-up after her, as everyone had been in the shadow of this great oak tree, and no one could really come up to the expectations she wanted to come up to.
The quality of serving with commitment, with inner feelings, with devotion, not with mere words. The legacy she gave us rise above all differences.
Leadership of Begum Rana Liaquat Ali Khan, who was, I'm not exaggerating,
She was the most dynamic lady I have ever come across. And I think Pakistan hasn't had a person like her ever afterwards.
And she was very glamorous, so I was very enthralled with her as a glamour person.
मैंने नहीं देखा उनको पर्सनली, लेकिन मेरे दिल में उनके लिए बेइंतहा प्यार और बेइंतहा रिस्पेक्ट है, और वो मेरे ख्याल से उनके कामों की वजह से जो कि वो अपने अंदर फील करती थी, वो शायद उनकी पर्सनालिटी में भी जाहिर था, इसी वजह से वो लोगों को आज तक याद है।
कि आंखों के अंदर जो एक मैसेज होता था वो मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकती, लेकिन वो ऐसा लगता था जैसे ये होता है ना कि आने वाली नस्ल से कोई तवक्कुआत जब वाबस्ता करते हैं तो मुझे ऐसे फील होता था कि वो मैसेज कम्युनिकेट कर रही हैं।
She was very humane, she was very down to earth, and she had a great passion for literacy, for advancement of women, but in a very subdued, in a very, very gentle and profound way.
Every young woman of those times followed her example, her personal direction, guidance.
Everyone contributes their best. We have some Apwa members who have been there from Begum Liaqat's time who are like